Happiness, happiness, the greatest gift that I possess. I thank the Lord that I've been blessed with more than my share of happiness. The words now of Mr. Kenneth Dodd. And Kenneth is justly famous for performing shows of 4, 5, nay, even 6 hours in length. But such is the mastery of his stagecraft that he makes each of those hours pass as no mere moments. Whereas when I performed a lecture last evening, a member of the audience opined that I had much the opposite effect. Why, yes, indeed, that's a cracker. Now, in my line of work, I go up and down the country giving lectures. Last evening, I was performing a lecture in Liverpool. Why, yes, Liverpool, capital of culture. 08. Liverpool, the cradle which has given birth to so much in the world. Music, art, culture, football, riots, slavery, I could go on. But Liverpool is also a city which in more recent decades has known more than its fair share of darker moments. I refer, of course, to the horror and shame that was Edwina Currie. For those who don't know maybe who Edwina Currie was, she was the Liverpool-born Conservative Minister for Poultry. She served briefly at the end of Margaret Thatcher's days, but she spent most of her time underneath John Major. My name is Art Jaspers, and I spend much of my time coaching people in the art of public speaking. I specialise in the areas of election returning officers, funeral care planners, Dignitas, and Jeremy Corbyn. Why, yes, indeed, a little bit of politics there, as Benjamin Elton might put it. Indeed, I show them how they can get better results, not like that, but instead like that. Indeed, my motto is, it's not the way I'm telling them, but rather it's the way I'm selling them. But what is laughter? Well, I'm on a course called Canned Laughter, a semiotic approach to the subject of laughter, the gag, the pun. I also held seminars in slapology, whereby I explored the reasons as to why the slapping of small, bald, diminutive elderly gentlemen is both life-affirming and quite exhilarating, including my own personal favourite, gag reflexology. Laughter is indeed a balm that can heal the sharpest of cuts. It can mend a broken heart. For instance, take my wife. No, please. Obviously, that was a gag. Indeed, a gag is a comedic device whereby the gaggee uses an artificial device to reveal an essential human truth. In this case, I plead for somebody to relieve me of my wife. In reality, nothing could be further from the truth, as I am still deeply in love with my wife of 17 years, Dorinda. And for the last 6 months of these, I have been begging for her to return to the family home. In a variation of this, we can observe the use of a character's otherness to illustrate a point, whether it is an element of stupidity, a man walks into a bar, oh, ouch, it was an iron bar, or whether it is to use a stereotype to create a pun. Why can't you beat a Polish plumber at poker? Because his royal flush will beat yours every time. As you can observe, it's just the way I'm telling them. For sure though, such jokes can cause offence. In my case, I have a preternatural dislike of Polish plumbers, not because I'm a racist, but rather because my wife has been shacked up with the Polish plumber who came to our block on U Bend. It isn't just that he has stolen the affections of my wife, but that according to her Facebook taunts that he can offer her sexual gratification in ways that I can't apparently even begin to envisage. But it is also that I know for a fact, and this is what I find most galling of all, that he has been fiddling his VAT returns for the last 6 months. Do I like that? Not a lot. As the late Paul Daniels teaches us. I think it was Oscar Wilde who said, "Bigamy is having one wife too many, whilst monogamy is very much the same." But then again, Oscar isn't the one whose wife is currently getting Italian Torremolinos with her long-haired plumber from Poznan, whilst I continue to feather their love nest by paying off the family mortgage, whilst I live in a Premier Inn. And whilst that may sound quite depressing, it is. Indeed, when last week I received a cease and desist order ordering me to stop stalking my wife, I held up the offending document in front of me, and I said to myself, "It's not very nice to see you. It's not very nice." And so to conclude this brief taster into the semiotic of comedy, I wanted to draw upon the words of one of the towering figures of the comedic muse. I look to Herodotus, I look to Shakespeare, to Swift, to Pope, to Chaucer, and yes, to Oscar Wilde. But in the end, as ever, I must return to the words of the great Sir Bruce Forsyth Michael Johnson Forsyth, or Brucey as I believe he is better known, who says, and I quote, "Life is the name of the game, and I want to play the game with you." Life can indeed be terribly tame if you don't play the game with two My name is Art Jaspers, and I hope you have enjoyed this, the first module of my online series, a semiotic approach to the art of comedy. Please tune into further episodes where I will be exploring in more forensic detail some of the intricacies of the comedic muse. Thank you. Please like me. Please.